Hello and welcome to episode 45 of the Sweet Lavender Knits podcast. My name is Christine and I'm coming to you from just outside of Toronto, Ontario in Canada. Today is August the 16th, 2020 and it's been a very long time since I've last podcasted. So if you are finding me here today, welcome, and for those that are returning, welcome back and thank you for coming back. You can find me on social media on Instagram as sweet_lavender1 and on Ravelry as sweetlavender1. We also have a lovely group on Ravelry called the Sweet Lavender Knits group. So come on by, check us out, and if you fancy, introduce yourself in the welcome thread. We've had some knit-alongs go on, actually one that is now over. I did not ever close the thread. I've been missing in action for a very long time. It's called Find Your Frequency, and I am going to draw some winners soon, so please stay tuned for that. Today I have probably a little bit of a shorter episode, and I say that as a laugh because I say that many times and it never ends up being too short. But I don't have a lot of knitting content, but I do have some finished objects that I'd like to share with you, as well as some knitting that's on the go that would be nice to share as well. So why don't you grab your needles, something nice to drink, a favorite project, and let's get started. So welcome. It's been a very long time. I can't remember the last time I podcasted, probably early May. And if you are new, so just to give you a little bit about myself, for those that are new, I am married with 3 kids. So my oldest is my son 20, my daughter is 18, and my youngest son is 11 right now. And I am quite busy because I am also working full-time, and I try to do these knitting podcasts as often as I can. I can't give you a timeline because in the past I've tried to keep it to about 2 to 3 weeks apart, but of course this one's been way too long since the last time. We also have a dog. His name is Charlie. He's a Labradoodle who's looking very much like a poodle these days after a summer cut that he got. He had way too much hair, and he's black. He's like black and silver and brown, and got different shades on him, and he was just he looked like he was wearing a winter coat in the middle of summer, so he needed a haircut, and now he looks more like a poodle than he does lab. I miss his beard, but oh well, it's hair. It'll grow back. Hair and not fur for Labradoodles. Okay, so moving on to what's been happening over the past couple of months. It's just been well, we're in the middle of a pandemic. I'm sure everyone knows that. And thankfully, in spite of the number of cases that have been going on here in Ontario, or more so Toronto, I'm just outside of Toronto, but it was pretty scary. So we were in full lockdown for almost till the middle of June, and then we eased into phase 1, 2, and now we're into phase 3. It's getting a little better, although I try to minimize the outings that we have to do, and my husband goes out the most in our family, so he does the grocery pickups and stuff, and me and the kids only when we really have to, which has been fortunate, but it's a little easier now that we can actually meet and greet our loved ones, and it's I think there's a silver lining to all of this, is that I've been able to work from home, and I find myself a lot more productive. I shouldn't say productive, because I've tried to not measure a day by that, but more so that I'm able to do more of the things that I like. And the only part that I have to say, there's a caveat to that, is that I haven't been doing a lot of knitting. It's been summer, hot, and it's just too humid when it's hot here, and I have not enjoyed the heat, but I have enjoyed days in the garden. So gardening has taken over my time, and you know, if you're following me on Instagram, you would know that I've been posting different pictures of the flowers in my garden or things like that, and I really have been enjoying gardening more than ever before, or any summer before in this house, and that's been a bit of a nice thing about it. The other thing was that I don't know, every time I picked up knitting needles or crochet, I just started having this pain in my wrists. So I would just do a little bit and then, you know, have to put it away because I was not feeling it, and I felt like it was I shouldn't say chore, not that bad, but it was just, it felt like I was pushing myself to do something and I would rather be doing something else. And so I just gave myself that privilege of, you know, choosing what I wanted to do. And yeah, and so I didn't really have a lot to share with you guys. And then, you know, the weeks just went by, and then I sort of didn't know how to come back to it. But here I am. Short and sweet of it, here I am. So you know what? It's amazing because this past few days, the mornings have been just a tiny bit crisp, and you could feel the cool air in the mornings and later in the evenings. And I think that's what's just like pushed me back into knitting. And I have a treat to show you, or something that's really dear to my heart, because it did not take me long at all. It was just waiting for me to do the finishing touches and, you know, the meaning one sleeve, and which I got done in about 4 days. Last week I was done with it. I blocked it, and moving on to finished objects. Let's get started with the first one. Is my Winterfell sweater. Or is it a pullover? I can't remember the names now. It's been a while, but it's a lovely pattern by Skandir Knits, Ellie of Skandir Knits, and it's a colorwork pullover that or jumper that is knit in mostly Holst garn. So I'll show you this pattern right here. The yoke is knit in the white and the gray Holst garn, and the black, so it only uses about 3 different colors, although it looks a little very, you know, looks complex, but it's just 3 colors. And you're never knitting 2 colors on the same row, if I can remember correctly. It's been a while, but it's a lot easier than it looks. And I think it just, any of the projects, you go and look at the pattern page, and any of the projects, there's so many of them that have been knit, and all of them look stunning, and I love the way this one looks as well. The main color is a yarn by Elise, I think it is. It's a blend of acrylic and wool, and it is a little lighter than fingering. I don't know if you can see that. Actually, you can't. But I've tried it on. Now, the reason I can't wear it today, obviously, is it's way too hot. But I love the fit of it. Her pattern is written out so well that it just fits you so well. I'm sorry, it's been a while, so I have to learn to look at the camera and not at the screen when I'm talking to you. So pardon me for that. But the fit is amazing, and I did it in a shorter length than I am usually accustomed to, which stops right at my hip and not right below or right at the bottom of my hips. I like my sweaters longer, but this one, it just felt like this is what needed to, you know, for this pattern, this is what it needed, and it fits me well, and I could wear it with a skirt and it'll look just as nice. So that is my finished object. I have blocked it, however, I'm not woven in the ends, so you can see them peeking out here. But yeah, it was a great knit, and you know, I think my daughter loved this pattern as well. She tried it on and it fits her as well. But I think I'll make it in another color. I've never repeated a pattern in a garment so far, but there's always a first time, and this was such a pleasurable knit. It's been a while, so I don't really have a lot of stuff. And you know what, the other thing is, I can't find my journal that I write my show notes in, or just, you know, like sort of jot down the notes of what I need to say, or the patterns and the different yarns and stuff. I couldn't even find it today. It's been such a long time, I guess. So I don't remember a lot. So let me just tell you off the top of my head what I can remember is that I've used bind off on the edges. I tried the tubular bind off, and for this yarn it's a little, okay, there you can see that it's pretty fine. It's finer than fingering, but not lace weight, okay? So somewhere, it's a light fingering, I would say. So I tried the tubular cast on, which I think has a nice finish for cuffs and, you know, edges, but it didn't look nice in this yarn because it was just too thin and it looked scraggly. So then I switched it out to the Icelandic bind off, which is a great one. I think it has a nice, so it's a little bit, it has a firm edge, but it's also stretchy, and it's not very taut. Yes, and then especially I like it on the sleeve. If you can see that it doesn't have this, doesn't have like a wavy thing. It just keeps the sleeve in a nice shape, and especially when you wear it, it looks like it looks nice. It's got a nice finish to it. So the Icelandic bind off is definitely one you should try. It's pretty easy. It doesn't require you to measure out a long tail and then cut it off, and then, you know, when you go through the whole thing, realize you've taken too much or too less, which is usually too much in my case. But this one is sort of knit as you go bind off, and I like it. I've used it in a few other projects as well, and I really like it. I always refer to the tutorial by VeryPink Knits. I can link her video down below in the description box if that's helpful to somebody. Okay, so that's my first finished object, and it is the Winterfell pullover by Ellie of Skandir Knits. Okay, on to the next thing, which is also a work in progress, but I'll show you the finished object so far. These, which are a whole bunch, and there are more actually, because I've put in some into the blanket. These are tiny little granny squares that I've crocheted. So I know that when it just got a little too crazy and hot, I did not want to do any knitting at all, and I could only manage a square a day. So I told myself, let me at least, you know, try and keep up with a square a day, which I did for a long time, I think till early July or so. And then I didn't for some days, and I just, you know, sort of let it go by the wayside. But I have really enjoyed doing all of these squares, and I'll show you. This is my work in progress also, is the Battenberg blanket, which is nowhere near a blanket, but that is the pattern, and it is by Cherry Heart. It is a lovely pattern, and it is almost, I shouldn't say mindless, because I think it takes just a little bit of thinking when you're placing the squares. But as far as crocheting the squares, it's pretty mindless, and you can enjoy the process, and you can take it slow, or you could do a whole bunch of squares at the same time, whatever. And I think and it uses up just so little yarn that it's amazing now, which I really like. So I was trying to, this is the corner that I started off with, and I was trying to like use up just, you know, the leftovers of the yarns that I had. And I found that I didn't have too many, and I preferred like lighter colors even within my, you know, what I was looking for. Not too fond of this one here, but it's in there now, so oh well. This is yarn that I like the color, but I think in this blanket it's a little too dark maybe, but it's there also, oh well, right? And then I have some of them that are a little bit brighter, which is fine. I mean, I'm okay with it. But I think I like the softer colors. And so this is back in, I can't even remember when, maybe May or April, May. I had ordered a set of minis from Ellie of Craft House Magic. And I'm so sorry, I have no notes, so I can't remember a lot of stuff, but it was a lovely set. It was around her Easter time maybe, or springtime set. I can't remember what she called the set, but there were these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minis, or maybe one she had given me extra. I can't remember. No, there were 7 of them, minis in a set. And they're all really soft colors. So these are the ones I'm primarily making squares out of now, but I also have some really nice ones like this one here that was gifted to me by one of my viewers. There's another little yarn of hers in there as well. So some of them are memories, and this is some yarn that is actually lace weight that my grandma had made a bonnet and booties set for my oldest, and there was some yarn left over, so I've used that in there. Just a memory of grandma. And there are some other things that I have memories of. This is some really nice hedgehog fibers yarn that I had. Is it hedgehog fibers or Madeline Tosh? I can't remember, but I have it written down. So some nice memories, and that is my Battenberg blanket coming along. You're probably wondering what these dangly things are. You probably already know what they are. I'll tell you what it is anyways. So what I do is all of the white pieces, white squares are crocheted and then join as you go, sort of a method that Sandra of Cherry Heart uses, and she has a video for that. I can put that in the description box below as well. And so I just go through and sort of clip in what the squares I want surrounding the next white square. So that's what I've done here. So it's a little crazy. You may not understand, But all of that is housed in this lovely chocolate box that I got for Christmas. And I know Christmas is very, very far away, but it is housed in this box. Oops. Okay, let me... There. And it's just, it looks very festive and nobody will guess what's in it. They might think it's a box of chocolates, which it originally was, but it's a nice way for me to just keep everything in there organized, and I like it. So yes, that is that. And so that is my work in progress, and I have no deadline for it. I will just do the squares as I can, and really I think it's important that you enjoy the process along with the product. So yeah, that is my second work in that is my first work in progress along with my second finished object. And then, so when the temperatures started to rise, started to get hot, and I was losing interest in knitting, I decided to try and knit something that was not wool, because I thought, okay, that might make it a little easier. Okay, so I am filming this part again because while I took out this project to show you, I blanked out and forgot what the name of the project is. So this is my second work in progress. It is, before I forget, let me tell you what the pattern is. It is called the CASCATA t-shirt, and it is by FILIPA CARNEIRO, and it's a free pattern on Ravelry. The yarn that I'm using for this is by Yarn, and it is on the Coast base, and it's in the colorway raspberry. Here, this is the yarn that I'm using. It's on the Coast base, which is 55% lamb's wool and 45% cotton. It has a really nice feel to it, and it is in the colorway Red Currant. It was on sale, and this colorway was their end of stock sale, I think it was. I got, they only had four of these balls or yarn cakes. They only had 4 of these yarn cakes left, and so I took all 4 of them, but the pattern requires me to have 5. So I'll put the picture of the pattern there on the screen so you can see. It has some really nice detail on the side, some lace detail, and I think I want to show that off. So I thought I have this one cake of bamboo yarn that I've wanted to make something out of, actually something particular, but I don't see that happening now for a while. So I thought I might use it in here, and I know I'm going to be blending bases, but I think because they're both plant-based, they should be okay. Well, I'll have to see, because there's no more of this color, or maybe I could use like a crew or something, because I do have Coast in the accruing, and maybe do like a striping effect on the top just to sort of give myself a little more yardage with the other color. So that is all I've done really for that project. It's just started on the bottom. It's knit. It's knit. I forgot. Oh yeah, it's knit from the top. Is it? This is pretty wide. Yes, I think this is knit from the top. It's like a boat neck on the top, which is nice. Yeah, it's knit from the top. Top down. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while since I started it, but I know it was, then it just got too hot, so I had to put even that away. And yes, now I will let you continue on with the past me in the podcast. I thought I would just ease myself back into some garment knitting, and this year it's about garments. The Winterfell pullover is my second garment for this year, and I'm quite happy because I usually can't finish a garment in a year. So yeah, the first one was the brocade that I finished earlier in the year. So yes, I have some more garments on the needles, but nothing that I feel like knitting on right now. It's just still very hot. So I've picked up this summer top, and it's housed in a Rick Rack Room bag. And I love this bag. It's very squishy, and it holds a lot of yarn. So it's got like 5 balls of yarn in here actually, and it's I believe her medium bag. It's a pretty large bag. So here is my third work in progress. It's just housed in this fall or autumnal bag, and this is by Herbstblatt Creations. I am going to show you the yarn first. This is Malabrigo in the Euro sock base in the colorway Alabaster, and it is a nice peachy golden color, and it's very, I think it's very fall like, and I thought the bag goes well with it. And what is on my needles is a sock that I am working on a design, so I'll show you part of it, what I have so far. I have ribbing on the top for the sock, and I've used a cast-on that I use many times with my socks, and it's the Chinese Waitress cast-on. Another tutorial by VeryPink knits. Check it out because I really like this edge that it creates, and if you look at the top of it, you can see that it has a very nice finish to it. So do check it out. And yes, I'm just doing some design on the leg, and then I'm just ready to start on the heel right now. So once I have the pattern is written up, and I'm sort of like knitting the pattern to see if I have it, you know, sort of testing it myself, I guess. But I will make a call out for testers, and I might reach out to a certain few of you who I think would like to, you know, if you are up to knitting or testing the pattern for me. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and I will let you know. I have a few designs on the needles, and you know, when I lost my mojo because of the heat, I totally lost my designing mojo as well, and I just put it off, and then I started to reassess some of the elements in some, you know, one of my designs. And you know, it was very close to just scrapping it, and I thought, no, I've worked hard to get to that spot, so I might as well, you know, bring it to fruition. But those are not ready yet, but I think this one will be the next one there. We'll see. But yeah, it's been a very long time since I've knit socks, but here I am doing it again, and it feels good. It feels good. What can I tell you about the needles? These are my highest sharps, and I am doing magic loop. So it's a 40-inch cable, and I usually knit my socks on 2.25 millimeters. So yes, that is my third work in progress, and I think I'm actually enjoying this project, which is nice. So it's keeping me going. It's a smaller project that I can just carry around upstairs and downstairs while I move around from one place to another, you know, sitting position in one place or another, and sort of get a few rows in, which is nice. Yes, so that is that. I have no acquisitions besides that Holst garn to show you that I picked up. Along with that, I picked up a huge, what's it called, like a 500-gram cone of the cream that I used in the blanket. That's a whole garn. I think it's a crew in the, I forgot what the base is called. So yeah, and that's it. That's all I have. It's been a very long time. I hope all of you have been keeping well. I think it's a challenge for everyone everywhere that you know, there have been many challenges, and I know a lot of people have had it hard. I really do feel for families who've had to struggle or even feel any kind of pain or suffering through this COVID times, and it's harsh, but I think it was also time for us to get a reset, to be reminded of you know, what's important to us, and spending time with your loved ones has a new meaning now, and I think that's good. It's a little bit of a wake-up call, because especially here in North America, we're constantly on the go, and many of us don't know how to slow down, so we've been forced to, which is a sort of ironic, but also quite needed. I think it was. But I look forward to, I've never forgotten any of you, as in this you know, lovely community. I just didn't have a lot to share, and I was finding it very difficult to come back once it had been a while. Felt awkward. It does feel really awkward right now, sitting here talking to a camera. I don't know how many of you are still going to be interested to watch, but if you are back here, thank you. And if you are new, this is the way it is. It's just, you know, it's busy, life gets in the way, and I just do the best I can, because this is something I love, and sharing my passions and my interests with all of you is something that I do enjoy doing. So thanks again for a lovely midnight. Thank you for sticking with me till the very end. I hope you got some knitting, crocheting, or crafting done over this time. It was very nice to chat with you, and hope you'll come back again. Until the next time, happy knitting. Bye-bye.